And we are live. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever it is you are in the world, and welcome to another edition of Living World of Darkness, Rage Across New York. Today's scene finds us in the Scepter of Green. Surprise, surprise. Within the veil protected areas of the Sept, the training grounds is actually where today's scene is set. And Cammie Haveru, also deeded Night Owl, the Glasswalker Theurge, is currently sitting with a laptop and what looks to be a bundle of various pieces of technology, which look like a headset and vest and gloves and a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of peripherals, and she seems to be going through diagnostics in about a 20-yard radius sort of open circle area that's been cleared out for whatever it is, this project that Cammie's been working on. And so we start our scene with Cammie smoking a cigarette and working on her computer in the still chilly, but not uncomfortably chilly spring air.
Bailey, having just arrived to the Sept today, is still kind of walking around, getting her bearings on the place, and sees Cammie working on a computer out in the open here. And she'll walk up to make introductions. Sorry. Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Bailey, Thrashcan, Dean, Bonar, Ragabash, Clea. Hello.
Cammie, she looks up and then she looks left to right, like she was expecting that this person was talking to somebody else, and then she just kind of points to herself with a questioning look.
Bailey nods. Yeah, you. Hello.
Hi, uh, Cammie Haveru, denamed Night Owl, Cleith of the Glasswalkers, Theurge born on two legs.
Oh, uh, yeah, two legs. That too. She says in that sort of awkward. Yeah. So what you doing there?
Um, doing some finishing touches on a project I've been working on for a past month or so.
Ooh.
And she'll set the computer down and she'll hash the cigarette a little bit. And she'll reach into her bag and you'll hear the sound of wrappers crinkling as she pulls out two Twinkies. And she'll toss one up to Bailey as she opens hers and takes a bite out of it.
Bailey will catch it, open up the Twinkie, and take a bite. Thank you. I'm sorry I don't have any gifts of my own to give you at the moment. But I'm not going to turn down junk food.
Well, it wasn't really so much of a gift as it was just feel odd if I were to start eating and then you didn't have anything to eat. It's just awkward.
Mm.
But you're the one that came in with the Black Fury, I think, right?
Yeah, and a cub too. Pale fella. I think what was his name? What was his name? Snowball, Snow White, Snowflake.
Interesting. Are you guys a pack?
She gives a shake of her head. Nah, I I'd say I can't pick him out of a lineup. It'd be a little hard to miss.
Well, if he's as pale as you say, then probably not. Would be very hard to miss.
He's got pink eyes too.
Oh, he's. I don't know if it's okay to say albino anymore.
I also don't.
Leucistic. Yeah.
Lacking in the melanin department to an extreme degree.
Pigmentation.
Yes. Like I said, pale fella.
All right. So, what's your story, Bailey Thrashcan?
Oh well, Jersey sucked. Figured I could do more good out here. There's more happening here.
Oh, yeah, there is.
And again, I cannot accentuate enough how much Jersey sucks. She'll finish off the Twinkie and ball up the wrapper and put it in her pocket. But
never been to Jersey myself. This is about as far south as I've ever come.
South? Where are you from?
Toronto.
Ah. So how you liking the States then?
It's crazy here. It's really, really, really crazy. But it's certainly not boring. And Toronto is not too dissimilar from New York. It's just New York's a lot bigger in scope. But I'm glad to be a little bit further south because I don't get called Ura on a daily basis anymore.
Ura?
It's something that some of the more traditional / pure Garu will call someone who's very integrated into human society. It means corrupted or tainted, but not like worm tainted. It's unclean.
Yeah, I didn't hear a lot of that shit in the old junkyard. Sorry.
Well, some people don't like that I prefer to use a cell phone over smoke signals.
Yeah, a little dated, and probably not as good a reach.
No, definitely not. So, junkyard.
Yeah, don't call me a junkyard dog though. You know how it goes.
I've come to learn calling any Garu a dog is a good way to get punched in the face very quickly too.
And she gives kind of like a nod and like a little crack of her jaw. Yeah, gotta learn to watch your mouth around some of the older ones.
This is why I avoid our warder at all costs unless he absolutely needs me.
Which one's he again?
Um, Callian McTeer, I believe.
Don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting this particular individual yet.
Well, he's the big boss in charge of Sept Defense. So he's a Silver Fang and extremely traditional.
Oh, that's gonna be That's just going to be great, she says. Just sort of like making that face is like, traditional.
So all you need to do is just not be there when he's there. If he asks for you, that's the only time you need to worry about being there. The only time you ever need to worry about being in his presence is if he asks for you specifically.
Well, I mean, I guess that's one way of doing things.
I've gotten good at avoiding getting getting on the radar of those that would just be angry if I started speaking.
A lot of short tempers around here.
Fair number of short tempers, yeah.
Mm. Seems like it's always the case, isn't it?
Well, you got one under your auspice who seems to be almost as angry as an Arun at times.
Ugh.
And some of the Aruns don't come off as particularly ragey, and Philodoxes seem to be extremely ragey, and it's weird here at times. Was it like this where you came from?
They kicked me around quite a bit, but you know, I was a cub trying to figure out stuff, I guess. Shit needed to be done. Shouldn't have to tell me twice, that kind of crap. Could have been worse. I'm sure there's people who've had it plenty worse. But at least there was none of this, what was it you said again? The word for tainted? None of that horse. Yeah, nobody was calling me Ura.
Well, that is what happens when you rub shoulders with the Wendigo.
You've been rubbing shoulders?
Well, they were... Canada is one of the ancestral strongholds of their tribe, as far as territory is concerned. So...
Ooh, thunder. That was out of character. Whoops.
She just kind of makes like a little, like, sort of gesture when she goes to start talking about the Wendigo. Very angry, those ones.
She nods. Haven't really met any myself, but I'll take your word for it.
Good plan. Kind of chuckles.
So it's a project that you've been working on. What to do?
Well, you know how as cubs, when we went out to learn about the enemies that we would face, we had to experience them without any real sort of build up or training. We just kind of had to go out and learn. And kind of face things before maybe necessarily we were ready, or had to fight each other and fairly I'm not going to say completely dangerous, but dangerous enough, sparring, because anytime you involve us and fighting, there's always that chance for loss of control.
Yeah, very few people stop at grab by the scruff of the neck and give a good shake. I get you.
So this is actually a means to fix that. Kind of give a give off a have an option to train in a more controlled environment and against a entire database full of enemies, from everything from black spirals to banes to other Garu.
Ooh. So how does it work?
Would you like to try it?
Hmm. She gives a shrug. I mean, it's not going to kill me or anything, though, right? So.
Um, when you take damage in the program, you will take damage from a shock. But no, it shouldn't kill you unless you have a heart condition.
I think my ticker can take it.
She'll smile and she'll stand up. And she'll basically go through the process of getting the vest put on, the gloves, and hooking them all up into a small, looks to be like a hub on the shoulders, and then hooking all of that into the visor. She secures it to Bailey's head, and then pulls down the visor over her eyes, and sort of muffled through the earphones, you can hear Cammie, "Just stay still for a minute."
All right. Do I at least look cool?
You look a lot cooler than my initial alpha testing rig.
Well, I can't wait to see what version 3.0 looks like then.
Yeah, me too. And she'll go over to her laptop and she'll boot it up, and immediately this, you see some lights flashing and various boot up sequences, and then poof, voila. There is a digital representation of the field around Bailey.
Hmm.
So, what would we like to face today? And you can hear her over the headphones built into the visor itself.
I don't know. It surprised me.
Any particular weapons you would like?
You got an aluminum chair in there?
I haven't made a peripheral for that, but I do have like a handle that can represent like a sword or a club or whatever you like. I also have one for a firearm if you're into that sort of thing.
Hold on. I actually have to look and see because my last character was a gun character, but I think this one's not. uh, Club sounds fine.
And she'll just say, "Hold on for just a sec," and then she'll you'll see sort of like this little superimposed image appear, sort of right around where Cammie would be.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a club with a nice little handle on the end, and it will suddenly jump up and jump towards Bailey for her to catch.
Yeah, she'll try to catch it. Should I be rolling to catch this thing yet, or?
I mean, only if you want the possibility for hilarious failures to happen.
I think I'll save the hilarious failures for when the fighting happens.
Fair enough.
Let me open up Discord. Let's see. Get myself out of changeling and into werewolf. All right. I don't even know the reason I didn't is because I do not know what to roll to catch.
Dex Athletics.
Oh, I can do that. Let's see. Let's see how she starts out. Set the whole tone for things. This is gonna fare very well for me. It falls to the ground, and she scrambles to pick it up. I meant to do that.
Sure. That's cool. So, let's see here. You've got a club, and she'll press a few buttons, and a digital representation of Cammie appears.
And she just kind of
So,
looks at it for a bit. Wait, you want me to fight you?
well, I mean, I could, and she'll press a button. You'll see like a 9-foot tall Krynos with a minigun appear next to the digital representation of herself.
No, that's good. We'll go with the first one. She says.
I kind of figured. I don't think most people want to fight a legend.
Level 1 works.
Kind of think of this digital avatar as a sheep in a MMO.
So she thinks for a moment. So lots of sheep birthing in MMOs.
I mean, if you want to fight two of me, you can.
No. Again, level 1 is a great place to start, especially since you said I'm going to be shocked.
That's only if you take damage, or you suffer what would be a wound if it actually happened in real life.
Sounds good.
And she'll press a few buttons, and you'll see a little health bar appear above the digital Cammie. And then you'll see a countdown of 3, 2, 1, and I think this is where we would roll initiative.
Okay. Let's see.
One d10 plus.
What are we supposed to add to this stuff? I always forget.
Your dex and wits combined to the d10 that you rolled. You rolled an 8, so you did really good. I think you're going to beat Cammie unless your dex and wits is a straight 1.
No, it's a 7 added to 8, so 15.
Okay, well then you get to go first, and you see that the digital Cammie is pulling out a pistol from her hip.
I see you brought a pistol to a bat fight.
Club fight.
Close enough.
Don't trust digital Cammie. She's an asshole.
Bailey's going to see a gun come out and attempt to hurl the club at digital Cammie with all of her might.
Dex plus athletics.
That went so well for her the first time. Oh, goodness.
Hey,
1, 2,
3 successes. So I think a thrown club is like, I don't even know, because I don't think you do strength for thrown weapons.
No.
It's been a minute.
Yeah. Changeling has very, very little combat going on these days. So, well, it's about to change, but don't tell them.
Hear that, guys? Shit's about to get real.
They may have their suspicions.
All right. Fist extended weapons, whips and chains, thrown weapons. Why don't we give? Oh, cool. So let's say it has the same as a large stone. So strength plus 3 bashing.
Okay. So Where is it? Strength. God, Bailey, why aren't you stronger? So that's a total of 5. And I roll that, right?
Well, actually, do 6 because you have an extra success there. Because throwing a stone is difficulty 5.
Oh, hoot. Okay, so
Oh, Jesus.
yay, me.
So yeah, you throw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So digital Cammie gets hit, and it hurts digital Cammie. And digital Cammie aims that pistol at you and fires.
Sweet.
Jesus.
Holy crap.
So that's 4 successes plus. Let's see, she's got a heavy pistol, so I think it's hunting rifle,
Heavy
heavy
pistol
pistol.
is 6 is 6.
Eep.
I know this one.
Right, so yeah, the thing will jolt you for 3 bashing because it will only do bashing and not lethal.
Mm-hmm.
So you get to soak it.
Okay. Soak is what again?
Your stamina, and
Okay.
if you have any armor on.
I don't. Let's see. If I would type this right, it'd be nice. I do not. What is a botched soak?
Well, you can't botch a soak, luckily,
Thank fucking God.
but you can definitely fail one. So
Yeah.
the thing
Ow.
the thing gives you a pretty nasty jolt.
Son of a bitch. She yells.
Well, don't just stand there, hit her.
she's gonna run and try to punch the digital Cammie. Or no, she's going to attempt a headbutt because what's the point of being a Bona or Ragabash if you're not gonna fight like a jerk? So what is that? Another Dex Brawl, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
You actually have even damage at the moment.
Woo! Hold on. Don't call me now. Sorry. Let's see.
She's locked in Mortal Kombat. Leave her alone.
I don't want to hear about your workday. 2 successes. One moment. 2 successes, but I'll be right back because my husband keeps calling me.
Okay. This scene brought to you by Beat Saber, the new VR internet sensation.
Seems that Texas has a return of the golf ball sized hail coming my way.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so I've got to keep one ear open. So if I ask Peter to repeat something, it's because I am half listening to the sound of rain.
Okay. So I think that's going to be your strength plus 1 on the damage.
Okay. Sweet. Okay, so 2 successes. Ha ha ha.
Nice.
Ow, my head. Come on, soak it. Teach her not to headbutt a computer program.
Oh, definitely. And you actually feel a feedback within like the gear itself, like it shakes when you know when you make contact. It just boop gives you a good little jolt.
Yay. Your
And
turn.
Digital Cammie is going to be that asshole and shoot you.
Of course she is.
It's 30 successes, so that is going to be 2 bashing as another jolt comes through the gear.
Trying to think of how many that puts her at. I don't know. Werewolves have insane things happening with them.
Well, they still only have 7 health levels.
Yeah, I know. How many are we at now?
We were both at 3. Cammie's at 4 now.
Okay, and are you rolling damage right now, or?
I had 2 damage coming your way, so now you get to roll soak.
Okay, my stamina. Come on, dice roller, be nice to me. One. I managed to soak 1.
You guys are you definitely dishing out equal measures in damage to each other. And it is Bailey's turn again.
All right. I'm gonna assume that being shot makes her drop down from the position of headbutting, and she's going to grab the club and try a sort of like swing to the knees.
All right, a called shot will be +2 difficulty.
All right, let's see. So that is what? Melee, right?
Dex melee.
God, I do see. I don't know why I do so much worse with a weapon than with my bare hands for dice, but yeah. Let's see. Let's see how it goes. Ha! 3. No.
4
Yeah.
6 a jewel.
Yeah.
I guess I'm looking at for a club here. The only thing I see is a spiked club. So let's go with that.
Okay.
So that's strength plus 2 lethal. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Plus your successes.
Mm. Oh. So yeah, I forgot to do that. So
yeah, add 3 more dice to that.
okay. I'll just roll another 3 dice.
Seems legit.
Mm-hmm. Nothing.
Well, let's see if
One little for you to soak there.
not me. Not Cammie. It's Digital Cammie.
For digital Cammie to soak there.
Digital Cammie does indeed soak. The
Damn
club seems to do nothing.
This game's rigged.
And Digital Cammie is going to shoot you again.
Thanks, digital Cammie.
Ouch! This is gonna hurt a little bit. I think, possibly. Only 3.
Let's see how if I manage to soak that. Managed to soak 1. Thank you, ones, for appearing and ruining my day.
So that's 2 more bashing, and I do believe you're at 6 bashing now, which means you're at a -5 dice wound penalty.
She's going to like tap the ground.
Yeah, you're a little frazzled. It's not like being actually beaten up. It's just like, I've been shocked like 4 times.
This fucking hurts. I just wanted to see your video game. Ow. It's a friendly introduction. I feel like one of those yappy dogs with one of those fucked up collars on.
Oh, God. So Cammie will disengage the simulation and she'll walk over and take the headset off of Bailey. Look down at her.
Fun game. I'll have to play again sometime, she says, and just kind of like rubs at the places where digital Cammie just unceremoniously shot her. Is that true to life?
Fairly. At least what I'm capable of.
Remind me not to piss you off.
Well, there's only so many circumstances where I can actually shoot somebody, and in my day-to-day, that's not often.
Lucky us, she says, as she just continues like rubbing like maybe a shoulder where she...
And she'll help Bailey get the rig off, and she'll just kind of absent-mindedly say, well, I'm glad at least that it didn't completely fry you and possibly kill you.
Oh.
I'd say this was a successful field test.
Yeah, she says, smoothing down her hair.
Big Bailey, the human Margaru piece of toast.
Hope that doesn't stick, she says.
I'm not a Galliard, therefore I am not qualified to give you a deed name.
Yeah, but there's a-holes who'll hear things and be like, that works. I like it. No.
Not bad, though. I mean, considering you were going in against somebody with a gun, you still did a good number of damage on them. If you were in your war form, you probably would have torn her apart.
Yeah, well, you got to see what you're capable of at, like, the bare minimum first, right?
Yeah. You gotta crawl before you can walk.
She sort of like nods and like smooths her eyebrows, but just feeling a little disheveled.
And Cammie will look her over and will, what's your current rage?
I think 1.
Oh, okay. So then you'd be at 2 because you get 1 for getting smacked. So she is going to do her intelligence empathy, which is 6 dice at difficulty 3. She's got a point of gnosis. She feels kind of bad. So yeah, instead of being on 6 levels of bashing, you're now on 3 levels of bashing as Cammie uses Mother's Touch by just placing a hand on Bailey's shoulder as she's getting the last bits of the rig off.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
Well, I don't really like to take on other forms, even if this place is veil protected. So you could speed along the healing, but I figure save the shifting for when it's needed.
Makes sense.
So, you got any place to stay?
Yeah, I got a nice little rusty Winnebago out at the junkyard where I work at.
Any place here in the city?
Yeah, no, it's in Manhattan. I do what you know. So I went from a junkyard in Jersey to a scrapyard in Manhattan. And the yeah.
Well, fair enough. She'll kind of just gesture off towards Harlem. I live only about 4 blocks away. So if you ever need a place to stay that's closer by, me and my pack mate, we call that little place home.
Nice. Well, if you ever want to see a rusty piece of shit Winnebago, that's what I call home.
Well, somebody here has a guy named Colin. He's a coggy. He has a camper, an RV, whatever you want to call it. So I wouldn't mind seeing another one.
Yeah, it's truly breathtaking. She says. Kind of gives like a sarcastic grin.
I don't want to make any assumptions on what it's actually like.
It's a work in progress. One day, it's going to be badass.
Well, if you need Wi-Fi, let me know.
Fair enough. I mean, I've seen what you can do with your computer programming so far.
Thanks. She actually looks somewhat like ingratiated, slightly bashful, just so that, aw, shucks.
Now goes that awkward moment where you try to figure out what to transition to conversationally after being electrocuted by somebody's computer program. She says out loud.
So, do anything for fun other than get electrocuted?
You could do with a drink. Drinking's fun.
Drinking's all right. Not my biggest cup of tea.
Well, if you're drinking tea, I can see why.
They're alcoholic forms of tea.
Sounds posh.
Long Island iced tea, I don't think it's posh.
I don't think that's tea.
It has the name tea in it.
It's like saying a Molotov cocktail's a drink because it has cocktail in it.
I bet you a fire spirit would think it's kind of a drink.
Touche. I don't know. What is there to do around here for fun?
Well, a lot of us do enjoy blowing off steam. Or, well, I shouldn't say a lot of us, but a lot of Garu enjoy blowing off steam by training on the traditional training grounds over there with the dummies and the sparring weapons and whatnot. There's a few bars that you can go to around here. Internet cafes are my kind of thing. I really enjoy them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and well, that's about it. Um, that I can think of at least. If you like scavenger hunts, I once went on a scavenger hunt that ended at a arcade bar, which was kind of cool.
Just sort of like scavenger hunts.
I went out with a friend. I went out with an acquaintance. Um, and we met some mutual friends of his, and they led us on a scavenger hunt. We eventually just kind of said fuck it to the scavenger hunt and ended up drinking and playing Mortal Kombat.
See, that sounds like fun right there. The scavenger hunt sounds a little summer camp for me, but drinking and video games. That sounds like a good time, especially if they aren't fighting back. Not that this wasn't lovely. It was a fantastic time. But, I mean, Pac Man's my jam.
Pac-Man's fun.
Pac Man.
Pac-Man reminds me that often I find myself hungry.
Well, we could go find like a burger joint or something.
I mean, I'm game if you are.
Sounds like a plan.
And she'll begin to pack everything up into like a actual case that's sitting nearby. I'll need to drop this off at my place, but do you like Smash Burger?
I like the name of it.
Really good. They have sweet potato fries. They're great.
Well, it sounds like we have a destination.
Nice. And I think as the two head off towards Harlem, that is a great place to end the scene.
All right. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.